Let's talk about what's coming up next on this show, though. It's already got you battling over our message board. We're going to talk wood burners and wood-burning stoves. Picture this, then. You're snuggling up on the couch over the Christmas holidays. Will you be lighting up one of these to keep warm? That's not Guy Fawkes. That is the sound of a wood burner. Harry Wallop is writing in tomorrow's T2 magazine about why he doesn't want to let go of his own wood burner and is demonised for owning one. But is he right to have one? Is it a disgrace? Well, Harry's with us now. Harry, good evening.
Good evening.
And joined by Ruth Fitz-Harris, who's a spokesperson at the Clean Air campaign group Mums for Lungs. Evening, Ruth.
Evening.
Harry, let's just get you to sort of state the history of this wood burner of yours. Why did you go about buying one, and how much do you use it now?
So I installed it when we moved into our current home, which was 2008. And back then, there was no worry at all about wood-burning stoves. In fact, they were being marketed as a sort of an eco way to heat your home. It was another, if we can remember back then, another cost of living crisis. It was the financial crisis, and yeah, they were considered very good. A bit of sort of, a bit of rural simplicity in the middle of London. They were, let's face it, they were a style statement, but no one considered them to be a pollution problem. In the same way, I might add, that no one considered diesel cars to be a problem. In fact, they were being actively pushed quite hard by the government as better for carbon emissions. So we went and bought a diesel car as well. And yes, facts do change.
Filling up the bingo card.
I do appreciate that.
Okay. It was a way to save money on heating bills. I mean, how much money does it save one if you're a fan of using a wood-burning stove?
I mean, the maths of that just doesn't stack up. There's no way that it realistically, in some circumstances, it could save you money. I mean, the key thing is you'd have to have completely free wood, and we do actually forage for wood. And the other thing is, it's all about if it allows you to turn the heating off for the rest of the home and you're only heating that one room with the wood burning stove, could you save money? During the height of the energy crisis when Russia invaded Ukraine, I think you were marginally saving money. But let's be honest. It was essentially a nice lifestyle thing. It's a nice thing to have. It gives off a warm, crackly glow. They're far, far more efficient than an old-fashioned log fire, which is how we used to heat our homes. So no, realistically, you're not going to save money with a wood-burning stove, or certainly not serious amounts of money.
Ruth, what do you think of these nice things to have?
Well, we've been campaigning on this issue for quite a while now, and the thing is that even the newest so-called eco-design stoves are actually highly polluting, and this has even been highlighted in a recent report about air pollution that Chris Whitty published. The levels of air pollution that they emit are much higher than central heating, and they will triple the air pollution in your living room. So they're harmful to health, they're harmful to children's health, which is what we're particularly concerned about. And every wood burner contributes to damaging levels of air pollution that we all breathe. So it's not really about demonizing people, it's just about people kind of really needing to know the facts, which haven't really been widely known about, and it's why we need a kind of public health campaign to make sure people kind of understand the risks of these appliances.
So burning solid fuel is a significant source of a fine particulate known as PM2.5. These are fine particles that can reach the lungs and enter the bloodstream, and that is the understanding that we didn't have before on wood burners.
So and they also emit arsenic, mercury, benzene, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, all sorts of things that you don't want in your bloodstream, and that can affect kind of all aspects of health. So they've been linked to serious and life-changing diseases, and one study in the US has found that there's a 43% increased risk of cancer even with occasional wood burning use. So this is kind of really quite serious stuff, and the evidence on it is actually so conclusive that the Royal College of Paediatrics and Child Health have recommended that they be phased out.
Gosh, I mean, you do write some of the issues with wood-burning stoves, Harry, in your piece in tomorrow's Times. But hearing about the arsenic, 43% risk of cancer with only limited wood burning, did you know all of that? And does any of that change your mind about it?
No, I didn't know about any of that when we installed it. There were no concerns. I mean, to give credit.
What about now, though?
Right. So obviously I do know about it because I've written about it a lot, and I'm fully aware now that my wood-burning stove is an environmental menace. I am aware that if I was a good citizen, I would I would take it out, or at least I would completely stop using it. But I think I think there is, however, an important sort of perspective that needs to be addressed here, which is that, I mean, I have grown up, I'm a third generation Londoner, which makes me moderately unusual.
It does.
And pollution has fallen dramatically. I mean, dramatically over my lifetime. And specifically, actually, PM 2.5. I mean, actually, it's more dramatic with things like nitrous oxide, from non-leaded cars, or from leaded cars, which is what I grew up with. And I grew up with power stations still on the banks of the River Thames in the 1970s, Fulham, Lotts Road, Battersea, and PM 2.5 has just fallen by huge amounts, even though, and it continues to fall year on year, even though more people are installing wood-burning stoves. It's fallen 88%.
Can I just come in there, Harry? We still live with very, very high levels of air pollution in the UK.
Well,
we have like 40,000 premature deaths every year are linked to air pollution. We've got a 250,000 children in London have got asthma, and it's estimated that around a third of those cases are directly linked to air pollution. So we still have a major
wood-burning stoves.
No, of course,
is it really?
Definitely not all from wood-burning stoves, but there's a significant amount from wood-burning stoves. But I think, okay, we are not seeing what we saw in the super smogs of the 50s, but think that air pollution is actually invisible now where it wasn't before. But we still live with incredibly high levels of air pollution. It's a significant problem, and it's a significant burden on the NHS. It costs the NHS huge amounts of money. So we do still need to be vigilant about taking action on air pollution, and reducing the impact that wood-burning stoves has needs to really be part of that, if you see what I'm saying.
Harry?
Yeah, no, I mean, I accept wood-burning. I mean, I do accept wood-burning stoves are a menace, but I still think air pollution keeps on falling every single year. We make amazing progress on air pollution. The wood-burning stoves do get better and better. I mean, a lot of campaigners, understandably, would just prefer no wood burning whatsoever, regardless of how efficient the new generation of wood-burning stoves are. But I have also spent time in my own home with various monitoring equipment, because I have written about air pollution. And what's underestimated is actually, I think, all sorts of other things we live with, be it aerosols, be it smelly candles, be it, cooking. I spent a week with a monitor. The thing that caused the biggest spike in PM 2.5 in my own home was burning toast. I mean, burning toast in your toaster is it sends things. Yeah.
So, but toast, you make toast for a couple of minutes. Like, people have a wood burning stove on for like the whole evening or for like most of a weekend, and some people use them every day. So, candles might cause some amount, but you're not going to pollute your neighbours by putting on a candle in your living room, whereas wood burning actually pollutes the people closest around you as well as you in your own home. And we get countless emails from people whose homes are daily invaded by toxic air pollution from their neighbours burning right beside them, and they have absolutely no power and control over that, and that's just not fair. So of
you
course
are killing off your neighbours, Harry, is what Ruth is saying. Now, you have described them as an environmental menace, but one thing that you haven't described them as is a health hazard.
No, I mean, I appreciate they are. I mean, I'm hands up. They are a health hazard. I am aware of it. I don't.
Why are you using it still then?
Well, because we only use it very occasionally, and because, in my view, that they are just one of many health hazards that we just need to live with, or we choose to live with. I will accept we choose to live with to make life more
a bit like people choose to smoke is kind of your argument.
Yeah, well, yes, and I'm a firm believer that the smoking ban was a good thing because we shouldn't have to to ingest secondhand smoke on a regular basis, and that argument extends to wood burning stoves. But I have one. I wouldn't necessarily install one now. I don't use it too often. I think we need to accept that there are some things in life that make life pleasurable and pleasant. They come with a cost. You need to be aware of that cost. And
if that cost impacts other people, though. It's not just something that you're incurring personally. It's like, why should children in London have to be, who are already exposed to high levels of air pollution from other sources, have to be exposed to this as well? It's like it's not necessary. It's not about saying that something has to be perfect at all. I mean, this is not a nitpicky thing. It's like it's contributing significant amounts of particulate matter to the air, and it's increasing as well. Air pollution from this source has actually doubled over a decade. So it's not like
PM 2.5 has fallen 88% in the last 40 years. I mean, it continues to tumble. So yes, we are now aware, in a way that we were not aware, a generation ago, that PM 2.5 is dangerous. But we continue to make progress, and I think we can get into a moral panic here and make it that if they were. I think one just needs to, my point is one should put it into perspective. Yeah, they're not great. They're not great. I'm aware of that. I try not to, I haven't used mine for weeks because it's been very, very mild.
But you still want some element of kind of free choice to this, I suppose, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because, I'm not a fan of, I'm a fan of, information and education, which, hopefully this program was, we're now all aware. I mean, I'd like to think the readers of the Times, we've written enough articles about wood burning stoves being a menace, are aware of that, that this is not, you're not being socially or environmentally responsible by firing up your wood burning stove at every opportunity, but we all try and do our bit. I do my bit in other ways, which is I try not to fly if at all, if I can avoid it. I try and do my recycling. I compost, etc. We can't all be perfect. I choose to very occasionally in sort of, I suppose, fire up my Neanderthal need to gather, human need to gather around a fire as a communal thing.
Yeah, look, I'm sure a lot of people are nodding along with you, Harry, and we are running out of time on this. I just want to mention a few messages we've had, because we've had a lot on this. Here is one person saying, come and live through a winter in our medieval cottage with only a wood burner in the hearth for warmth and no alternative due to national park rules. Our wood is completely recycled every 20 years from a Douglas fir local plantation. Someone sent me a flyer from Hackney Council. Levels of harmful pollution are 3 times higher in homes using wood-burning stoves. This is a flyer that says, pollute rather than complete your home with a wood burner. Pollute your home with a wood burner. Clear messaging there from a local council. And someone else here saying, open fires pollute the most, however, but promoting wood burning as a lifestyle choice is really dangerous. Smoke causes severe harm to health. That's a very lengthy message from Sue. Thank you, Sue, for sending that in. Burning wood is often seen as an eco-friendly, sustainable or carbon neutral option, but this is very misleading, she says. Listen, thank you to both of you. It's a really interesting discussion to have, actually. Harry Wallop, thank you to you. You can read Harry's piece. It's really good. It's in the Times tomorrow, and there's an alternate opinion there as well from another Times writer, Katie Glass, who's not a fan. And Ruth, it's been great to speak to you as well this evening. Thank you. Ruth Fitzsimmons there, spokesperson at the Clean Air campaign group Mums for Lungs. Harry, we'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Thanks, guys.